If I had one wish, it'd be to still live at 57 Hastings Road. It's the house I grew up in with my parents and my brother. And throughout time, a bunch of different people lived there with us. My abuela, my abuelo, and my sister and her husband and her daughter and son. My family's a little complicated to understand. My sister Alicia is 23 years older than me, so my niece Ashley is actually 4 years older than me, and my nephew's only a year younger. So like growing up, it was kind of like me, Ashley, Christian, my brother, and me. We were like siblings, even though we're technically their aunt and uncle, but it didn't feel like that. The four of us used to do everything together. I remember we used to take all our stuffed animals and we'd throw them out on the lawn, and we'd just play baseball outside with all our stuffed animals. And in the summer times, we used to go out and slip inside and just keep us out there forever. When I was about 7 years old, though, my sister decided to move to Florida. And it was really hard for me having to move so far away, but whenever they came back, it was like nothing changed. As a teenager, I became really obsessed with the Jonas Brothers, and every inch of my wall, like even the ceiling, was covered in pictures of them. And I just didn't care. I mean, it was a lot. My brother's friends nicknamed it the Jonas Dome, but it was my room and I got to do anything I wanted with it, and it was like my escape. And at 16, I desperately needed that. When I was a junior in high school, my mom told me that she was leaving my dad and that we'd be moving out. And it never really fazed me, it never really surprised me, because I had known since I was younger that my parents would get divorced. My dad was keeping the house, so nothing really felt like it was changing too much. But the year after that, my dad decided to retire, so we couldn't afford to keep the house anymore. My sister came up from Florida, and we all cleaned out the house together. And once I started having to take down my posters in my room, that's when it really hit me, and I just couldn't keep it together anymore. I'd realized the room I had since the day I was born, it wasn't going to be my room anymore. It was going to be another four walls, and all I was left was with the memories of my childhood, and it felt like it was fading away. After we cleaned the house, we all just sat in the living room, no furniture, just sat on the floor, and just told stories about the house and everything that happened there, and all the parties, and all the crazy things we did when we were kids. And after that, we all just stood out on the front lawn and took a last look at the house together as a family, and we all lost it. Even my dad and my brother were crying. To this day, I still have the key to that house, and the house will always feel like my home. 57 Hastings Road will always feel like my home.